Okay, way back when I was a child, a little girl, I'm deaf. I'd look up to my mom. She's deaf. My dad is deaf. And my sister is deaf. My brother, he's hearing. So what happened, we have a deaf family. So we all could sign. Everybody in the family could sign. So I went to a residential school for the deaf. We communicated really well. Wow, we all got together. Communication was great. So when my grandfather and grandmother came, they're hearing. So when they came to our home, whoa, what happened? My grandmother and grandfather, they were looking at us, signing. They said, no, no signing. We're not going to sign. Nope. So I looked at them. It's like, what? I'm sick of that. No. They kept saying no signing. Well, I prefer to sign. They prefer to talk. So anyway, the family signs all the time. So maybe at the dinner table, we'd all be sitting around at night. So the grandmother and grandfather would sit there. They didn't want us to sign, but we wanted to. So we were signing real happy, and they'd look at us. No, we're not going to sign. Try to talk. Well, anyway, so my brother would sit across from me. So what are we going to do? We're going to be sneaky, and under the table, we're going to kick each other. We're going to kick each other. I'm sick of this. It's bothering me. So we're going to play a game. So the first time my grandmother and grandfather came, we said, so we kind of hid, and then we kind of secretly were signing. So when they'd look, we'd stop. So that was what that was about. Let me think the next thing. Okay, so now I went to school. Where'd I go? I went to a residential school for the deaf. And there was a lot of access. We could communicate. Then it was time for me to move to a public hearing school. So I went into that school. Whoa, what a shock. My first experience there was my first experience in the hearing world. It was so different. And how was it different? In the classroom for the residential deaf school for the deaf, we all sat in a circle. So it was easy. But in the hearing school, in the public school, everybody sat in a row, so it was hard for me to see them. I had to look around. I can't sign now. So I had to read lips. I had to look at their lips. I had to raise my hand. I don't understand. So they had to keep saying it again and again. I sort of felt a little upset. So I always had, how did I plan for class? I had to read ahead of time before going into school. Because they're talking, and then I could understand a little better. Plus, one of my friends who sat near me, she knew some finger spelling. So she'd sneak some finger spelling to me, and we'd kind of help each other out that way. I'd look at her, it's like, thanks for the information. It was really good. So that helped me a lot. Another time, in high school, the teacher, he had a beard. Every year I had to change. I couldn't read his lips. So it's important for me to continue through school. It's really important. But now the teacher has a beard. What am I going to do now? How can I read his lips? So I went to the counselor and talked about it. It's going to be difficult for me to continue with this teacher. He's got that beard, and I can't really understand him. So that was definitely a problem. Okay, so anyway, then I changed teachers. So a few days later, my counselor, hey, how's it going? Do you know that the teacher, he shaved his beard and mustache off? Oh, no, I don't know what to do now. I can't go back in that classroom now. I was kind of embarrassed. So what happened is, one day I'm walking down the hall in school, and I saw the teacher. Who is that guy? He was walking to me, waved. What was that? So I passed him. No, then I realized that was the teacher. That was the teacher who had the beard and mustache that he shaved it up. He looked so different. Oh, I was a little embarrassed about that. So anyway, So now I'm off to college. I went to NTID, started here in Rochester, part of RIT. And I graduated. And then I went to work. I worked for IBM, and that was a challenge, definitely. My job was, I was all hearing people. I'm back in the hearing world now. So the access to communication was very limited and very difficult. So now I'm working, and there was a problem. People would come up to me and write down all the things, what the problems were, and I had to sit and have meetings with my boss. Like, I learned a lot about that. So now I have children. I have 3 children. My oldest is hearing, my second oldest is deaf, and my youngest is deaf. Whoa. Hearing and 2 deaf. So what do? I decide to homeschool my children. So keep them in the family, keep it close to the family, and communication access at home, and teach them to sign. So then we moved, and we do move several times to Virginia and Florida and Vermont. So we went on a family trip. It was to California. It was Winchester Mystery House. You know the name of that house? I see you know. Okay, well, anyway, so that house, whoa, it's really something. That house is so big, it's huge, that building. It's a beautiful home, but it's kind of weird. The Winchester man, he had rifles, and he killed many Indians. So the husband has since died, and the wife was afraid that the spirits of the Indians would come and bother her, come and scare her, come after her. So she decided to take care of that and build this beautiful big house to keep her safe. So we went in, went looking around the house. Wow, it is beautiful. There's stair steps, and the wood is so fancy. But you go up the steps, and it's like you bump your head on the ceiling or something. What's with that? So the doors, you open the doors. Oh, I'm kind of curious what's inside there. So you open it up, and it's like a wall. There's a big wall in there. So that time, my son, Mom, he calls me over. I'm going to interpret for you, and as we go around, I'm going to explain everything. So he explained all the things. We had a guide that was telling us stuff, and he explained it. So the children, now they've grown up, and my husband has moved out, and we moved here to Rochester. I didn't know what to expect. Well, I got a job at RIT. Wow, what a different world here. You know about when you're deaf, you go to restaurants, the servers, they can sign. It's really cool. Wow. So they know sign, and they can, I feel so good. I feel like I'm at home now, here in Rochester. Now I'm happy here in Rochester.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out these other videos from USA Today to stay up to date with all the latest news.